Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On my way to the gym. Today, I walked outside the house, got in my car, drove to my bus here, and I just looked around and just took it all in. Took a deep breath, long exhale, and looked around and looked inside and said, I just remember those hopeless as well as hopeful days and nights, especially the nights I spent behind bars, and all the inner turmoil, I went through inside there. And I started thinking about the people that are still behind those bars and some that'll never leave. And I just began to feel so grateful. And a lot of the stuff I do, not all of it, but some of the reason why I go so hard is to show a lot of the guys that I left behind that I didn't forget the struggle that we go through, and also to show them that they can do the same thing. They can come out here and be successful. They don't have to go back inside. They don't have to revert back to the same things they did before that got them where they're at, in the first place. And also, they were, I don't know if you guys know or not, jail's a very dangerous place. You might not make it out of there. First thing they tell you or ask you is where you want your body shipped. That's the first thing they ask you when you walk in there. When you go in there to intake, one of the first things they say is, hey, where do you want your body shipped? And they get an address and they get a name for a contact, and you're sitting there like, why do I need this? Why do you know where my body's going to be shipped? Because you might not make it out of there. Another reason I do what I do is because there's people that were in there that risked their lives so that I could make it out. Went through wars and battles with me, in order for me to make it out of there. So I could come out here and do this because they saw something in me too. They saw that I was worth more out here than I was in there. Sometimes what you do isn't just for you. It's not for you. It's for all the people that invested in you, risked their lives for you, and just believed in you, supported you. Like, I go hard every single day because of that. And then I'm so grateful that I was able to make it out of there and come out here and make something of myself and better myself. Because it's not an easy thing to do. Because when you get in there, they start tearing apart your self-esteem, your sense of manhood and pride. They break you down so much that it's like, that's where the term institutionalized comes from, because it's like they take you and put you in this little tiny cell, and every 5 minutes they're coming around locking that door to make sure that you have no control over anything. It's a wonder why guys come out here and feel helpless and hopeless. It takes a lot to come out here and change the frame of mind and change the way you do everything. That's why anybody that's doing that right now, I'm encouraging anybody that I know or don't even know that's been to prison, that came out and is trying to do something, working towards something. Just do it. Remember behind those bars. Don't forget. Don't ever forget what it felt like going out in that yard and seeing fences all around you, electrical and barbed wire fences. Don't ever forget what it felt like to go to that chow hall and them trying to feed you something they would even feed a dog. Don't forget how when your people do decide to come see you, they treat them like they're criminals and pat them down and make them and search them like they're doing something. They did a crime. Don't forget those same visits that you can't even hug and kiss your people, your wife, for longer than like 5 seconds before the guards tell you that's enough. Don't forget how those guards talk to you like you're nothing, even though you know them niggas is bitches. And they can't even do nothing with you. But yeah, you know that your freedom lies in their hands. And all they gotta do is use one little pen and take your life away for longer. Don't forget. Don't forget missing your kids. Don't forget missing your family members. Don't forget not being able to eat what you want and do what you want. Don't forget wearing those brown clothes every single day that don't even fit right. Don't forget having to wear those tiny jumpsuits out on them visits because the guard didn't like you that day, so he decided to embarrass you. Don't forget it. Remember all those nights alone in your cell thinking about if you're still going to have this family member or this woman in your life when you come home. Don't forget about those lonely nights. Don't forget about having to get up and stand for count at 5 a.m. You can't even sleep in. You can't even rest because they're going to count you like you're cattle. Don't put yourself in that position again. I'm not. And that's I think about those things often enough. Not every single day. So I'm living my life, but I don't forget. I don't forget how that felt. So every morning when I wake up and I come outside and I get the fresh air, I just take a deep breath in. I breathe out. I say thank you 3 times, and I remember for that moment all those things I just mentioned. That's how I keep myself grounded. That's how I keep myself from, getting out of line or out of place. That's how I stay humble because I remember where I came from. From the dirt. For real. I'm no better than anyone else. I just, some people just don't, work hard for what they, want. Some people don't believe in themselves enough to work for it. Some people just don't know how. It's a lot involved with that, but regardless of the case, I'm just like anybody else. And I'm grateful that I had the people in my life and the, God in my life enough to change it all up and to make good on what it is I wanted to do. And I just encourage anybody that's going through that, even if you've never been to prison, if you just had, a rough life, rough upbringing, you can make it. There's no obstacle that you can't overcome. There's nothing you can't do. It's your mind. All it is change your mind. And once you decide something, it's over. But you have to decide. You can't seesaw back and forth. You can't double dutch in and out. You gotta really believe that you can do this and decide to do it. And it'll be done. So I just wanted to encourage y'all this morning, and hopefully this, helps somebody. Maybe it doesn't. Even if it helps one person. But I want to thank everybody that helped me get here, because I didn't get here by myself. I definitely didn't get here by myself at all. And it's only, a lot farther to go. We're just in the beginning of this. So thank you all. Have a blessed day. And I love you all. And I'm about to go have this workout.
Tryna make it to the top, life ain't going start. Tryna make it to the top, life ain't going start.